Either they love you, or they hate you, or they gon' judge you. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Peace, world. Welcome back to another great episode of Lingo Ink's Open Minds. We always have the exclusive over here. You never know what type of story you're gonna hear. We're here to, help raise the vibrations on Earth, shed the light. Uh, this show is obviously sponsored by Lingo Ink. Right now, I'm wearing that 999. You know, when you see them numbers, stands for a magical time in your life, and you have the power to make your dreams a reality. So get that and more astrology lines, all that available on www.lingoinkboutique.com. Follow at Lingo Ink on IG. You already know what it is. Today we have a very, very, very special guest on the show. Very proud to have them on here. We have Slim and Seven here to talk about the anticipated self-reform transformation into greatness. They're here to tell their stories. Due to privacy issues, we're not going to disclose any information as far as whereabouts. So Slim right now is inside, for those who understand what that means. And Seven is currently free, like we all are free. But they're going to start their stories off on the self reform because, we hear a lot about, prism, reform, like programs and stuff to help people out. But really, in reality, it's everything comes back to self, and it's really up to you to make everything come true, for better or for worse. So I want to welcome to the show, everybody. Give a round of applause to Slim and Seven. Welcome to the show, my guys. I appreciate y'all coming on the show. Appreciate your energy. I appreciate all that you have done for yourself. Is well needed. We need to hear more stories like this. Slim, we're gonna start off with you first. Give the people a gist of your story. You don't have to name any facilities or anything like that, but just give them a gist of the story where you was at and where you came from to reach into your greatness.
Well, I'm Slim, and my story kind of starts off like, most black youth in America. You lost, you're looking for a sense of validation, and everything that you see being projected, the gang culture, the lifestyle. So like you seek a sense of validation through those things, and I got caught up in that same hype, and being caught up in the hype led me to being with people who are actually doing those kind of things. And fast forward, I'm in prison, and I land in prison. It's crazy that I want to mention that there's a pipeline from schools straight to the prison, right? And the pipeline is being implemented from middle school with shit like tribunal, where they introduce you to the concepts of courts. So you start off at tribunal, you go to alternative schools where most of these alternative schools are designed just like prisons, barbed wires around them, heavy security, and I got introduced to that at like middle school. So by the time I hit high school, it's like I was already prepped to come to prison before I even knew it. So I was doing things, living that life, and ended up catching a case that landed me 15 years in prison at the age of 15. So as we stand here, I'm currently 30 years old. So I've been inside since I was 15. Like I know nothing else but the inside. You get what I'm saying? So my path to reformation started when I realized that there's nobody else responsible for this path that I'm on. And there's nobody that's going to be responsible to take me off this path. Like I got to look at myself. You get what I'm saying? So you start asking yourself like questions like, what do you want to be? Where do you see yourself going? What type of things are you into? You get what I'm saying? So this self-reform path that a lot of people are seeking, there's no other path to it externally. Like you have to walk inside, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of how my story starts off, man. It starts off kind of wicked, man, at a real young age, like 15, caught 15, you know.
So I know you was very young, and especially in our communities, through lack of everything, I have to say, because if there is more, where it's at, I don't see it. Um, so you come into this world, everything is given to you, and we have people in our community think there's a certain way, a path that we all have to go to because that's all we're seeing. And then boom, now you're inside. At what age inside there did you realize, like, did you have a great awakening, maybe for like self accountability, or what the system is and what exactly is going on here?
Like most guys who come inside, once you get here, you realize that you have to identify with something, right? You have to identify with people who are alike, like alike, people who you share similarities with, people who you hold the same type of concepts with. And you know, when I came inside, like I came in on that gang culture. You get what I'm saying? So like automatically associating with people who have that similar interests, similar flag colors. So the awakening moment came to me as I kept hearing people around me say, like other people outside the gang culture saying stuff like, bro, all these people listen to you and you're only 17, 18 years old. Like, you're a leader. Why you running around following another man when he's listening to you? You know? So it kind of made me think, like, what am I really doing? You know, like following people. And you know, when you come in on the game culture, like you got to stand on that. Like, so you got to get busy. You feel me? And you so much getting busy as far as like you got to rep where you from. You got to rep what you stand on, and it's a persona that you putting out there. So you got to make sure you live in that life. And at some point it gets tired. Like I used to beat niggas up, and at the end I feel bad because I didn't beat this man up for really no reason. You know, stab a nigga and you sitting here looking like, man, I don't even know, dude. Like, why the fuck I just stabbed this nigga? So it kind of like you do so much wrong to the point where it's like you start feeling that humility, that humiliation that your action is bringing upon you, like kind of like that self remorse. So you know, at that point, I started seeking knowledge, and when it comes to seeking knowledge, like once you prepare yourself mentally and allow yourself to get on that path of knowledge, like different avenues gonna start preparing and showing themselves to you. So on that path of seeking knowledge, I was I ended up being in the dorm with seven. And mind you, at that time, like we live in completely different lifestyle. I'm a gang banger, you know. He's more so of a civilian. And somehow we just started clicking, we started bubbling, we started talking. And the more we talking, the more he dropping jewels on me like, yo, like don't you understand, nigga? Like, you special. You feel me? Like there's something inside of you that these niggas don't got. That's why these niggas are attracted to you. I mean, that's why these niggas, I wouldn't say attracted, that's the wrong terminology, drawn to you. That's why these niggas are drawn to you. So like, yo, you gotta unlock that. And I can help you with that. So, you know, I'm like, yo, what you mean you could help me with that? Like, you know some shit? Like, what is you talking about? Word. Like I know the supreme
It,
mathematics.
it's a beautiful thing, my friend. And if because you allowed yourself to be open, you opened up Pandora's box. You feel me? And the lack of trust
Exactly.
that we have with each other, you might even think about all the people that was so stuck in their ways, right? Like if it ain't you and your peoples, you ain't rocking with it. But you allowed because you seen something, you felt something inside. Like, hold on, this is something more than what I hear. But yes, continue.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that point up. Like what society is good at doing is creating that separation. You know, and within that separation, like you're only hindering yourself because you're boxing yourself and you're restricting yourself to a certain demographic, certain community, and even when you ask me what would I like to go by, it was a hard question because I honestly can't identify to a certain word that could box me in. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I always had that feeling like I felt like it was more to what I'm limiting myself to. So as I kept building with the God over there, we just kept talking, we just kept building, kept bubbling. And the more I learned, the more I realized that a lot of things are in my control. Because we're taught that we don't really have control. We're taught that you're a victim to circumstance, or shit happens, and we're taught to be on a reactionary. Like we're taught to react more so than to act, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
in building with Seven, he allowed me to be able to break everything down to its foundation, which is knowledge. Knowledge, you're able to act, you're able to do. Like you have the key concept. It's just like math. Everything could be broken down to a mathematical sequence. And if you understand the math, you know how to build on top of that, and you know how to take away from that. And you keep playing with the numbers, you eventually get the right formula or the right sequence of numbers. So as I kept building with him, even though our stay together wasn't for a long time, which he ended up going home. You feel me? But I'm forever grateful for some of the lessons that he taught me. You feel me? And hey, one of the lessons that I always will remember. I remember one time we were doing a silent fast, and if you don't know what a silent fast is that he picks a day or 2 days. He might be like, "Yo, I want you on a silent fast for 2 days." So that means for 2 days, 48 whole hours, I can't communicate verbally. No matter what happens, no matter what goes on, I can't communicate verbally, or I start over. Now, imagine trying to play basketball and you getting fouled, but can't call foul because you're on a silent fast. You feel me? And I'm appreciative of that lesson because it helped me build discipline. It helped me understand that I control everything that happens to me. I control how I react. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of times I don't need to speak.
Are you familiar with telepathy?
More so.
So, these are certain practices, right? Like we was taught language, right? And communicating
Hmm.
words. But there was a time where we didn't have to use words. You already knew what I was saying. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
Hmm.
telepathically. Um, exactly. It's a beautiful thing. So right now we're gonna go to seven. Seven. Uh, give us a story on where you was at and where you was at now and how you was able to meet with Slim and this combined power of greatness is uh is truly magnificent. That I felt that we had to do an episode on this to hear these stories. Seven, the floor is yours.
I can see the levels jumping. I'm good. All right, so all right, let me start with more or less how I met with Slim. I would say we start off in the mental aspect, right? Because I knew him before, we started building on the lessons, on the culture. You know what I'm saying? But when we started building on the lessons and the culture is when we got closer. You know what I'm saying? And we grew brotherhood, and it's something that he accepted. You know what I'm saying? All the lessons I put out there was something that he accepted. You know what I'm saying? I give him shit but some degrees that he could build on. He accepted that. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about what I stand on, you don't just give it to anybody. You feel what I'm saying? You give it to individuals that's alike, just alike you. And they may not know it at that point. You feel what I'm saying? They may not know it, but on the level that I stand on, I see it. And I seen it in him. You feel me? He was young. He been in the system. I came across that all throughout my bit. Mind you, I came through that system on a 5-year sentence. You feel me? And I'm coming through youth, caught up in a gang culture. One thing I told myself, I never been caught up in a gang culture. You feel me? From the streets, it's something that always turned me off about it, coming from where I come from. And by the time it reached that region, there was a lot of misconception of it. You know what I'm saying? That turned me off from it. So I didn't have the privilege, I can now say, to get attracted to it, because it is a privilege learning love, learning brotherhood, learning, certain aspects of life at a young age. And that's why a lot of the youth is attracted to gang culture, because they see the brotherhood, they see what they feel is the love, they see this. And you have a majority of them, that they just love the misconception, but you got a small percentage, you feel me, that's genuine with it, like Slim. You feel what I'm Slim, born leader, young. You feel what I'm saying? And just like we started building, so I met him more in the mental because of the path that I was on, because of going through certain things I went through, and realized like, yo, I'm a teacher. You feel what I'm saying? And not only realizing I'm a teacher, like, yo, it's my duty to teach. You feel what I'm saying? And then, believe it or not, son, that's where life started getting hard. You feel me? That's when my bid started getting hard. I bet I started studying the lessons my last year into a 4-year bid. So I did 4 years without none of that. You feel what I'm saying? I used to
So
study a
so
lot,
what led you to your
you know,
to reach to that point where you felt like you needed to do lessons? And these lessons are you talking about? Are you talking about metaphysics, or what type of lessons for the people can understand?
Alright, I'm specifically talking about the 120 lessons. You know what I'm saying? The lessons brought here by Master Farah Muhammad, taught to Elijah Muhammad, taught to the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying, taught to the 5%ers, God body. So I'm specifically talking about those lessons which opened the door to the lessons of life, which has no label. You feel what I'm saying? Can't when you dealing with the lessons of life, I can't say it's 5%, I can't say it's Christian, can't say it's Muslim. It's all according to how you live. You feel what I'm saying? So those the specific lessons that I'm talking about, the trial and error, the learning from your mistakes, the and that ties all back into who you are. You feel me? And what led me to it was, you know, going through the situation I went through, where I caught my bid. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, when I caught my bid, I almost lost my life. You know what I'm saying? So just you know the story, Jerry. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like just being alive and making it through prison. I felt like it was too easy. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like, damn, I got a year to go home. I felt like I ain't learned shit. I'm in there, part of my language. I'm in there. I got cell phones. I got weed. I'm chilling. I feel like I ain't learned nothing. I wanted to go home with something that I could always hold on to, not just prison, something deeper. You feel what I'm saying? But I eventually learned that it was myself. You feel me? I need to
Ah.
get more into it myself, and that's what the lessons helped me to do. You know what I'm saying? The lessons helped me to, like Slim was talking about with the silent fast. it was my honor to pass that teaching down to him. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was an honor for me to receive it. You feel me? I know what it did for myself. It brought me a lot of discipline. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't talk, you can't say nothing. So now you forced to just think and do the knowledge, and you see people for who they are. You see things for what they are. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not interjecting with their true demeanor. You feel what I'm
Hey
saying? You
yo,
just letting them, giving them all the room they need to,
Right.
Yeah, so like I came across the teachings the last year. So I did 4 years in. You feel what I'm saying? But mind you, it's 4 years in manipulating the system. You feel what I'm saying? Becoming a better criminal than I was before I came in here. Because it's hard to reform yourself when you gotta be actively, trying to get over on the system. And then there, you gotta actively get over on the system in order to keep your sanity. I don't care how righteous you are. Everybody in there, the Christians, the Muslims, Bloods, the Crips, everybody trying to get over on the systems and keep that little sense of freedom, that little sense of themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's just to keep some extra food out the kitchen that they know they're not supposed to have because their family ain't sending no money. Everybody living like a criminal behind them walls. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I felt like I was in that practice so much, and something in my conscience was telling me that I needed to study something. I don't know why studying was just in my conscience. I need to study something. I need to study something. You know what I'm saying? I need to slow down and study something because, mind you, that's what got me in there in the first place, trying to manipulate the system. You feel what I'm saying? From since I was young, trying to manipulate the system and get over and stay on top without having to go through the motions of living like everybody else or being like everybody else. You feel what I'm
So,
saying?
so seven. What was your great awakening? Was it? Do you feel like it was before the teachings or during the teachings, or like did you have enough? What was it that led you to like, oh wow, the aha moment?
I think it was the day I caught my case. The day I caught my case is what woke me up. You feel what I'm saying? Because mind you, the day I caught my case, I got hit up. I got shot 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even leave the hospital and go to the streets. I leave the hospital and go straight to jail, then go to prison. And you feel what I'm saying? But from the day I caught that case and you know um, just the survival aspect and the fact that I survived, you feel what I'm saying? I started thinking different. You understand? So I would say from that very day, something in me was seeking change, and I started with my family. You know what I'm saying? I started getting closer to my family. While I was fighting my case or whatever, there was a big support factor for me. I started. I would say now that I know what I know, I started. I would say on the wrong foot by starting to with something outside of myself. Because even family, you feel what I'm saying? You go through your ups and downs, but with yourself, it's like that's the closest thing that you can balance. You feel me? Keep full control of.
Slim, did you ever have a aha moment like, oh wow, you just caught something for yourself, like an epiphany?
I can't say that I did. I think my moment was like, I think I kind of gradually ascended into where I'm at. Like, I can't necessarily say that it was a life altering situation or like the lights just came on. I think they just gradual baby steps, situation after situation that, led me to where I'm at.
So where are we at, fellas, right now, currently in life? Like, what are your aspirations? What are your goals? Like, what does it look like? We'll go with Slim first, and then we'll go to Seven.
Right now, I'm a college dropout. Like, I was able to envision myself bettering myself, you know? So a few years ago, I enrolled in college, took up business management. dropped out of that, took up financing, and then I realized like, yo, there's nothing that they could teach me. Like that piece of certificate is only like a rite of passage. You get what I'm saying? Whatever I need to learn, I don't need to go through a certain set of curriculum because there's more than one way to skin a cat. So, I dropped out of that and began my entrepreneurship. And the first thing I was able to do, I was able to help my mom start up a business. She currently has a used car dealer license. So, she sells and buys used car. Then the next thing I was able to do, I was able to start up a trucking company. Bought a truck, hire a driver. Currently got a driver on payroll making $1,000 a week.
So hold on,
And
we have to pause for everybody that's viewing this and listening to this. Slim has worked on himself so much where he's able to help out his own family, and he's doing it on the inside. Now, I'm not going to get into all the technicals on how he's able to create grand businesses, and he has a lot more to look forward to when he gets out. But Slim, could you share with us, if you can, how was you able to make this happen on the inside?
I mean, it goes into understanding that, the root of everything that you want to build starts with acquiring the right type of knowledge, you know? And in society, we're taught to not seek a specific type of knowledge. Like we leave seeking specific type of knowledge to people who specialize in those industries. But mind you, once you remove those shackles on you, you understand that everything is out here for you. Whatever knowledge that you're seeking is out here for you. So if you want to start a business, my nigga, it's ways to do that. So I started researching how to start a business. First thing I did was get an LLC. Understood. I started researching what type of LLC did I need. How does that implicate? Well, how I'm gonna pay taxes. Can I can I be able to run a business from in here? You know, so it forced me to ask myself some tough questions. Who can I trust? Who can I put in a position to be able to help me help them? Because a lot of people in life, sad to say, don't want to make certain type of decisions. They'll rather leave the decision making to people who can shoulder that. And it's okay. Like you don't have to make decisions. I'll make them for you. You get what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I was able to build a team of people who don't want to make decisions, but if you got them in the right place and put them in the right environment, they'll grow. You know. So that's how I was able to start. And like I currently got like 3 businesses. And hey man, it started off rough, but it's not where it's ending.
Ah, Shay, congrats to you, my brother. I mean, everybody, you're hearing it here. You're hearing greatness. There is no lows unless you want to be there. It can only be high. It's ascension, it's self growth, self all that. So this is like to me an amazing story because it's like it's the energy, right? The frequency that we're all on. So while Seven is having his own transformation, right, into greatness, he was able to project that out to somebody else, and that somebody else happened to be Slim. Now, today, we're talking to an individual that has done the work with himself and has not one, not two, but 3 businesses. And I know majority of the public will be like, "Whoa, how's this done? It's done with the mind." You know,
Exactly.
all the power is right here. We was taught outside of ourselves. So when you're able to do the work for yourself, you're going to realize that it doesn't, it's not come from anywhere else but yourself, you know? So that's a magnificent thing to hear. My brother Seven, where we at right now, man. I know you're doing a lot of great things as well right now. Hear you better now.
That me personally, I'm right now. I'm where I'm at with it. I'm still taking pleasure into born in life. You know what I'm saying? To born in new life. I just had my first baby last year.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying? I got another one coming this year.
Congratulations. Keep
Same
stacking
thing,
them
same
blessings.
way. I started my first business last year, trucking business.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying? Got my first LLC, things like that. Um, right now, I'm into things like cryptocurrency.
So yeah, cryptocurrency, making investments. Um, any other major things you guys getting into?
You know, creating opportunities for my kids. You know, the future that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, letting who I am be known to them as well as anybody I encounter, so that they know that they not perfect. You feel what I'm saying? So they know that the only perfection is learning from your mistakes and bettering yourself, always striving for perfection. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that comes with a lot, because you look at today's society with the internet, with social media, with things like that. As parents, as black men, like, we up against a lot. You feel me? So we got to stand out. You know what I mean? It's like about growing up, moms and pops always stood out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we feared that. You feel what I'm saying? That's moms and pops. They always stood out. But nowadays, it's hard for parents to stand out. I notice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, all throughout life, I had plenty of opportunities to stand out in my own ways. You feel what I'm saying? But I never chose that. I always
So now you're standing out right on the mountaintop.
Yeah, I'm on the mountaintop, son. I'm up there like Moses with the staff, son. You feel what I'm saying? I'm up there on the mountaintop, and I feel like it. I'm about to turn 38. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting no younger.
And
More
fellas, we
responsibilities.
all know a lot of people didn't make it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yo, and I'm gonna be real. I'll be to cut you off. Like, I
no,
done
you
had a
good.
lot of responsibilities. I had a lot of responsibilities in life, right? But one of the most fulfilling responsibilities I could think about having is when I was in prison, and I had, um, you know, people that I considered like brothers to me, you know what I'm saying, studying under me, you know what I'm saying, or studying with me. You feel what I'm saying? And putting that responsibility in my hand to give them certain teachings. You feel what I'm saying? That's one of the most beneficial responsibilities I could have. And in there, in my culture, we call it having seeds, just like the physical seeds that I have now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that feeling coming all over again, but on a level like 100 times plus. Cause, like, yo, this is my physical blood right here. You feel me? So,
Right. And
you know,
much gratitude to you, because for me, I it's a each one teach one reach one, you know what I mean?
right,
So whether it's Slim or anybody else, and what Slim, he's just gonna project that greatness out to somebody else that who's willing to take it, right? Because we all have free will here, right? And then you have duality, you know what I mean? And people are in different spaces and levels in life. So I'm always grateful, first for what I've done, because the way I operate and the way I, um, give my energy to people, it projects of how what comes from inside of me. You feel me? And in our reality, my perspective of this physical here, whenever I look at y'all, especially all my peoples, right? Because y'all are my peoples, right? I see greatness, because I see greatness in myself. So anything else, I'm like questioning why. You feel me? Like, what, like, what's stopping that? You know what I mean? In our reality, we're the only ones that can stop anything for ourselves. You feel me? So no other entities could come tell me I have to be a part of any type of experiment or anything like that. Because I govern myself, in honor, right? And with that, that's how we're gonna lead into a better, brighter future, because that is our birthright. So I'm very happy, of the time that we're in right now. Sometimes it's gonna take darkness in order to see the light for some people. Some,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
and some people won't see nothing. You know what I mean? So, fellas, is there anything else y'all wanted to add on? Any future things that you're looking forward to? Properties, whatever, anything y'all want to share as far as the greatness?
Currently, I'm looking into starting a real estate investment fund, right? Because I feel like, the real estate, especially having some form of residual income that you can always count on, is, a good way to diversify your portfolio or whatnot. So I'm currently looking into that. But one advice that I want to give, whoever might be looking to, you have to internalize all your problems, meaning that, you have to be able to separate yourself from your problems and look at yourself, subjectively, and ask yourself, like, what are you doing wrong? What path are you trying to get into? What advice would you give yourself if you weren't you? Because, a lot of time, like, people will give you advice, but you feel like they don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that's like somebody telling me they understand what I'm going through. No, you don't. Like, I've been inside 15. Unless it's coming from another person who's been inside longer than me or closer to that, like, you can't possibly understand. But if I take my side outside, if I take myself outside of myself, then I'm able to grasp what you're trying to tell me. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people that want to grow and want to reform, they have to take themselves outside themselves and to be able to analyze themselves from a third party point of view. You get what I'm saying? So that's my advice to the people, man. You got to be able to step outside yourself and look at your life and look at where you're going. And, see if you will be pleased with that from a third party point of view.
Exactly. So if you got to astro project to even do that, then try that out as a practice, because at the end of the day, you're really looking at yourself, right? Looking outside yourself to see yourself. Seven, what it is, what we feeling like for the future, aspirations and goals.
Shit, more entrepreneurship for the future. You know what I'm saying? More wise investments, more positive networking with the brothers, with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Spreading positive energy. You feel me? So it's like that right there is constant building. But I feel like, especially everybody right here, all three of us brothers, we made it past the hump. You know what I'm saying? That's accepting who we truly are. That's it. That's learning how to learn. You feel what I'm saying? Because once you learn your lesson, that's just the start. You got to keep on learning after that. You gotta apply those lessons. You got to execute. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just constant learning, constant elevation. You know what I'm saying? And the older I get, the younger I feel, the younger my mind feel. You know what I'm saying? The more I realize who I truly am, because age come with wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Age come with knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it's just a constant build process, son. But I just try to feed off the positivity. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Everywhere I go, try to feed off the positivity, feed off the true energy, which is the minority. Constant elevation with everything.
That's a beautiful thing. Slim, when should we expect you home to, to
Man, I
get
come
everything
home
going?
next year, man.
Next year, I'm sure the family, friends are happy. We're happy to have you
Word.
out and outside this barbaric system.
Man, I'm excited, son. I'm excited
Exactly.
to see the
There's a
whole
lot of
movement
business
come
ventures. I
man.
see.
Come
I
home
don't know.
and
I see
shit.
nothing but greatness. I can't even explain the words. Just abundance. That's the word I could say. Abundance and love, protection.
I appreciate that, brother.
You know, that's what it is. Manifestation. We only speak. See, we can either speak life or death. You feel me? The energies and vibration.
Definitely.
So, I feel like we've all been steered away, obviously, from ourselves, right? So others can control that, right? And we've been steered away from a lot of truth, knowledge, and the power that we all know we feel that we have as people. So I'm truly
Definitely.
grateful and much gratitude to you fellas. We're gonna continue to build offline, and into more great things when Slim gets out. I'm sure he's gonna do more appearances and great things for himself and his family and his community. On that on that note, basically subscribe, like, share, comment, show love. All love is appreciated. You already know. Check out www.lingoinkboutique.com. Follow at Lingo Ink on IG. You heard it here. Shout out to these fellas. Give them a round of applause once again for coming to the show. Y'all already know. Check into the next great episode of Lingo Ink's Open Minds. You never know what topic that we'll talk about here. It's strictly to help shed light and raise the vibrations on Earth, because we already know what's going on here into the new Earth. Peace and love, wholeness to you all. Till next time.
Yo, homie. Come here for a second.
No, I'm good though.
No, come on. Yo, please, just listen to me real quick. I just dropped a single called Look Beautiful.
All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? I put it on CD. I've been passing them out. This is my last one. This joint hard. Hard.
Can't believe you did this shit, bro.
For ladies, too, man.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, man, take a little bit of this bread. Get right with your rap shit.
There's mad money out here, nigga. There's mad money to be made out here. Just go get these motherfucking licks, my nigga. Yo, you're making way more money than these rappers.
Hair done, nails done, I just wanna see you look beautiful. I'm impressed with your fly dress, I just wanna see you look beautiful. Great smile, you got a great style, I just wanna see you look beautiful.
They're dangerous fellows, man.
They're dangerous?
Yeah, they're dangerous. Like, you gotta stay focused with those people. Like, you can't make mistakes with them.
Give me my eye, my nigga. Don't murder nobody, man.
Just got hit. What the fuck, nigga?
I'm sad because you ain't at work. What happened? Leaving.
I had to quit, man.
This is what we working on, bro. Trying to be on the money team, Mr. Mayweather. Let's go.
My mama told me stay focused.
My mama told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
My homie told me stay focused. Fuck what them haters say. Keep stacking this paper. Keep them doors wide open.
My mama told me stay focused.
My mama told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
Yeah, hitting subs on your ass, man. You better watch him. Promise.
Fuck what them haters say.
Yo, appreciate you. Stay focused like the hat. You know, always real. It's good
Always.
shit.
Just. You know.
Either they love you or they hate you or they gon' judge you. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Being your own, living your truth. All these
Egos and pride, got something to prove. I got my diva inside, cooped in a coop. Keep your feelings inside. I do what I do, I move how I move, choose what I choose. Third eye's active in motion, magnificent views. There's too many options, so much to choose. What is for me is just not what's for you. Vice versa, let it all go, most of it's not worth it. Just stay focused on your goals and life purpose. Be a student of this life and never stop learning. Never stop learning, nah. There's some shit you just gotta accept. Your reality is created by the thoughts in your head. You.
Focus.
My mama told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
My girl told me stay focused.
My homie told me stay focused. Fuck what them haters say. Keep stacking that paper and kick them doors wide open.
Doors wide open.